I was 19 years old when I was diagnosed with lupus.
I believe I was diagnosed with lupus at the age of 19.
I was sick for 20 years. I was unable to have children. I have an adopted son. Eventually, it affected most of my vital organs.
If I could have my Cassie back, I would, you know, every day would be so special.
Well, I remember going to the emergency room and I went to sleep. And then when I woke up, it was like a month later.
Woke up one morning devastated. I'm still mourning the fact that I had a healthy child who is no longer a healthy child.
I didn't know that it would be so bad. I didn't think that it would change my life so much at that point as it had.
Lupus destroyed my kidney.
So I would say my biggest fear is actually dying. I'll be honest with you. I actually say that, you know, I'm gonna start working on my will.
Well, I would just point out to my personal experience of having lost just such a valuable person that I loved so much. You know, it was something that I really didn't think about enough and didn't hope that it would never happen. But it's a life-threatening type of situation.
Boy, I really can't explain it, but it is definitely an illness that it's very painful. It really is.
She had the obvious symptoms were fatigue. She was very arthritic. She had a lot of severe pain in her spine. Her hands were doubled in size. Her feet were so swollen that she could barely walk. Her ankles were very fragile. She had skin lacerations, like ulcers on her cheeks and on her eyes. I took her to a doctor, but he thought to him it looked like textbook lupus.
Nurses started coming in the room and, oh my gosh, you're going through chemo. What for? Leukemia? No, lupus. I had to explain to the nurses why I am going through chemo for lupus. I definitely want to have family, but I'm already telling one of my sisters, well, you're gonna have to be a surrogate mom because my doctor told me I can't have children. So people come up to me and why are you thinking about things like this? Well, because I have to.
I think many people don't appreciate something that I think is an incredibly important concept, and that is that these young patients, and mainly women, have exceedingly high rates of heart attacks and strokes. They fear death. I mean, without a doubt, you can die from lupus, and that's a big fear. They fear disability. They fear losing their job. Many of the women fear that they'll never have children because pregnancy can be a challenging time for women with lupus. They fear that if they have children, they can't care for their children, that they can't be an effective mother or parent. They can't be a good spouse because of the unpredictable nature of their disease. We as a community have to do several things. We have to talk about it. We have to petition our congressmen. We have to get the federal government to sit up and say this disease has to get just as much attention as other devastating and potentially fatal diseases. We need more research dollars. We need more physicians and more scientists thinking about lupus and working in this area. And we have to do it now.
Fibromyalgia is a neuromuscular condition that's associated with an unexplained pain for the individuals. The pattern is usually chronic in nature.
Your nerves are just going haywire and they don't really know how to calm down themselves.
The individual will be diagnosed based on 11 of 18 active trigger points over the body, usually in the major muscle groups of the body, so the arms, the legs, the back. Fibromyalgia affects somewhere between 3 and 6 million Americans, and generally more women versus men. One of the biggest challenges of this condition is the effect on real lifestyles. and it, without question, it can be debilitating, and it can vary. That's probably the biggest thing, but it can be debilitating for the individual.
When I see my sister or my sister's friend mowing the lawn, I know that I could be out there doing that, but I don't know if I could handle the heat, because heat is a big thing with fibro. That triggers most of my fibromyalgia. So I don't know that I could stand the heat out there mowing the lawn, or even with the push mower, I know that I wouldn't be able to walk as far as the lawn to mow it.
My mom has lupus.
And fibromyalgia.
How long has she had this disease?
I think since I was 10.
Well, I think forever.
What's it like having a family member with this disease?
It's hard, because there's no cure and I really don't understand it.
Sad?
How does her disease affect your everyday life?
You know, I really have to step up my game and be the bigger man and help out with the household chores. Even my little brother has hope.
Make you feel to see her struggle?
It honestly makes me worried sometimes. And sad, miserable.
Why?
Because she can't do other things like other people can do. She
Like?
can't play punch buggy in the car.
What's different between mommy and daddy?
Well, Daddy has a beard, and I can't play wrestling with Mom, but I could play wrestling with Daddy because he's my dad, and Mommy has lupus. And she might be really hurt if I hurt her. I don't want to hurt her.
Is it a hassle having a parent with this disease?
Yeah, it's really frustrating.
Why?
Because sometimes my mom yells because she's in lots of pain and, you know, she falls down sometimes.
Do your friends know about your mom's disease?
No,
Why not?
I just don't want to tell them.
No, it's family business. They don't need to know.
My mom has fibromyalgia, lupus, and rheumatoid arthritis.
How long has she had this disease?
For about 7 to 8 years.
What is it like having a family member with this disease?
It's complicated.
Why?
Because everyone's basically just miserable every day.
How does her disease affect your everyday life?
It's up and down, because just 1 minute she's like happy, and the next minute she's like in pain, and then just it goes downhill from there. So.
How does it make you feel to see her struggle?
It's difficult. I mean, like, for most of my life she's been, you know, like strong, and she could be able to do everything, and she was just an active person, and now like she's just in bed every day, and it's like sad. It's definitely different.
Do your friends know about your mom's disease?
Not really, no.
Why not?
Because it's just too much to explain.
Is it a hassle having a parent with this disease?
I wouldn't say it was a hassle, but it's definitely been difficult for all of us.
Hi, my mom has rheumatoid arthritis and fibromyalgia.
How long has she had this disease?
She was diagnosed with the arthritis when she was 14 and diagnosed with the fibromyalgia about 5 years ago.
What is it like having a family member with this disease?
It's not really any different than having a family member without it, but you can tell different things are different. Like, she can't do everything that a healthy parent is able to do.
How does her disease affect your everyday life?
It affected me a lot more when I was younger. Like, certain things, she couldn't drive me to places, or we couldn't go to certain things because she wasn't healthy enough to do it. Now it's kind of just, she can't be there for all of the stuff that I do, that's not always fun.
How does it make you feel to see her struggle?
It hurts because I can try to help her as much as I can, but I can't help her with everything. Like, I can't take that pain away. And even though she's my mom, I don't fully understand what she's going through. I don't think anyone does unless they have it. So I can't sympathize with her on that level. And I don't like that.
Do your friends know about your parents' disease?
Probably on the most basic kind of level. I don't tell them a lot. I don't like telling people because people don't understand, and it takes a really long time to explain it. And even after they know, it's kind of like, it's not something that you can heal from or get better from, and I don't think everyone understands that.
Is it a hassle having a parent with this disease?
I wouldn't call it a hassle. I feel like that's a strong term, but it's different, and you can tell the differences.
If your mom or dad have these kind of diseases, help them.